There are thoughts you can think but never fully understand until you write them down. Because in your mind, everything feels loud and overwhelming. But on paper, something changes. Things slows down, patterns appears, clarity begins to form, and suddenly, what feels like chaos starts to make sense. Few years ago, there was a man with foundation beneath him can build almost anything. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this series is about rebuilding after life had a season. Not just emotionally, but mentally, spiritually, and practically. And if you have been walking through this journey with us, thank you for being here again. Today, we are talking about something simple but incredibly powerful. Writing things down, not as a hobby, but as a tool for healing and self-discovery. Stay with me because this might be one of the most practical steps for your rebuilding journey. Most people carry too much inside their head. Unprocessed thoughts, unspoken feelings, unresolved questions, unfinished conversations, and they all compete for attention at the same time. So you overthink, you replay situations, you imagine outcomes, you analyze things that are already happening, and worries about the things that haven't happened yet. And after a while, your mind stops feeling like a safe place. It starts feeling crowded, noisy, heavy. But the problem isn't that you are thinking too much. It is that nothing is leaving your mind. Everything is staying inside. Before we continue, if this message is helping you see your inner world differently, share it with someone who might need it too. And if you are committed to rebuilding your life with clarity and intention, subscribe and join us for this journey ahead. Here is what most people underestimate. Writing is just not recording thoughts. It is processing them. When you write something down, you take it from something abstract and make it visible. And what becomes visible becomes imaginable. That is why journaling often feels like relief. Not because the problem disappears, but because your mind is no longer carrying it alone. You begin to see things you couldn't see before. Patterns in your thoughts, triggers in your reaction, belief you've been repeating without noticing, and slowly you start separating who you are from everything you have been feeling. We'll be right back after a short break, and when we return, let's talk about how something simple as a pen and paper can begin changing the way you think, feel, and rebuild your life. Welcome back. You don't need fancy tools to start. You don't need perfect word. You don't need structure, just honesty. Write what you are feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. Write what you are thinking, even if it is messy. Write what you are afraid of. Write what you are hoping for. Write what you are trying to avoid. Because the goal isn't to impress anyone. The goal is to understand yourself. And over time, writing becomes a mirror, a place where your inner world becomes visible. And once you can see it clearly, you begin to change it naturally. If you are overwhelmed right now, start small. One paragraph a day, one page if you can, even a few sentences. Don't worry about your grammar. Don't worry about the structure. Just be honest. Ask yourself simple questions. What am I feeling right now? What happened today? What is weighing on my mind? What do I need to let go of? Because clarity doesn't always come from thinking other. Sometimes it comes from expressing what you have been carrying. And as you keep writing, you begin to notice something powerful. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. And that separation creates space for healing. Maybe your mind has felt crowded lately. Maybe your thought has felt overwhelming. Maybe you have been carrying things silently for too long. If that is you, start writing. Not because it solves everything immediately, but it helps you see yourself more clearly. And clarity is often the first step towards change. And what stays trapped in your mind grows heavier. But what gets written down starts to lose its weight. If this message encouraged you today, share it with someone who needs clarity in their life. Save it for the days when your thoughts feel too heavy to carry alone. And subscribe if you are committed to rebuilding your life with awareness, honesty, and growth. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, not everything you feel is meant to stay in your head. Sometimes, some things are meant to be written down so you can finally move forward.